Welcome to the Evolve Beyond Limits podcast. I'm your host, Stacey Geisel. This podcast is dedicated to helping you create a life that sets your soul on fire. I believe that is truly possible for everybody, but you have to be willing to do a few things. You have to be willing to let go of your past conditioning. You have to be willing to break free from societal norms. And you have to be willing to get really curious about your life and how you can start to look at it differently. Each week, we will hear stories from people who have done exactly this. People who chose to disrupt the life path they were on, go against the grain, and share the lessons and perspective shifts they had to make along the way. Every episode is committed to not only inspiring you and connecting you with other amazing humans, but actually giving you the tools you need to use this information in your own life so that you continue to evolve and reconnect with your highest self. Are you ready? Let's have some fun. Welcome to another episode of the Evolve Beyond Limits podcast. And today is a solo episode, and I am so grateful to be here talking to you. And what I want to talk about is, what is disease? So disease is dis-ease within the body. It simply means that something is off. And we tend to look at this and we think instant problem, right? But maybe it's just a warning sign. Unfortunately, something that has been taken out of the Western, really Western medicine in general, is spirit. Instead, we like to use things like Band-Aids, like medications, diet and exercise, and supplements to avoid dealing with the root cause of what might be actually going on with somebody. And I'm not saying that I'm against any of those things. They are important. I am just want to take a minute to educate on the fact that there might be some other things that we need to look at that go deeper than that go below that. And so it's important to understand kind of the energetics behind it. Like, we are sent to earth as these perfectly balanced little souls, and then life happens. And when life happens, it completely knocks us out of whack. So most people spend their entire lives trying to get back in balance. And things will always manifest at an energetic level first. But if we ignore it for long enough, or for too long, it's then going to manifest in us physically. And that is where dis-ease comes in. So dis-ease comes down to an emotion somewhere in the body. So an example of this is, for any fellas that are listening or ladies that are listening that want to share this, is if men don't do the second chakra work, which is where we hold our emotions. And guys, if you are listening, you aren't taught to necessarily talk about your emotions or let them out or be in a space where you're able to do that. But if you don't do that work and you are constantly holding back your emotions, you have no outlet for that, then there's a very strong possibility that prostate cancer is in your future. And that's because we have ignored that, all of those emotions at an energetic level, and then they're going to come through physically because it has to come out somewhere. So my point is that balancing your health and well-being might not be as simple as nutrition and exercise. Yes, it's part of it, but it's more of a symptom than it is a cause. And if you need proof of that, people who look quote unquote perfect according to our society's really shitty standards are usually the most fucked up. And I can say that because that was me at one point. So, and I'm not saying that that's always, and I'm not saying that it's everyone. Again, yes, it is important to focus on those things. But my challenge to you, and what I have found working with a lot of men and women, is there are other aspects of your overall well-being and you aren't fueling, which is actually causing the symptom of poor nutritional choices and not wanting to move your body. So things like being completely disconnected to the joy in your life, or maybe spirituality, or what are the relationships with yourself and with other people look like? Do you feel like something is missing in your life? Are you just completely disconnected to your body in general? Are you staying at a job that you hate? Are you living someone else's dream? Are you not putting yourself first? Those are a lot of more of the root cause of why you're making the decisions that you are. And so there are three major components of disease. And so I want to break those down for you. The first one is living out of harmony with nature. So here's the thing, you can be grateful for where you live and not be in an environment that feeds you. So, see, when Andrew and I were traveling, we recognized something about both of us. Like, we are warm weather people. We are 100% our best selves. We are most connected with ourselves and our and just like our purpose and all of that when we are in those types of environments. We make choices in a very different way. So if you don't love where you live, I'm not saying that everybody can just pick up and move, but start to make some changes. So, the second one is living out of harmony with the universe because of your environment. So, an example of that is that let's say that you have a life calling to live in Colorado and open up a ski shop. But because of the expectations of your family, you are living in your hometown town as a lawyer. That at some point is going to bubble up and cause disease within your life because this is where you have to be willing to go against what everyone else might want for you in order to write your own story, right? And then the third one, as life goes on, we are called to be more peaceful and more flowing. So as we get older, we should be making more of less. We should becoming more refined in our lives and slowing down. We adding things like yoga and meditation or just ways to simply enjoy a slower pace of living. So for those people who don't do this, like their bodies are going to blow up on them at some point. So what are what I want to ask you today, and this is a journal prompt that you can take with you, is what are some areas in your life where you are going in direct opposition of what you know that you need? Or where do you feel like you are just being held back or you're stuck? And how can you start to make some adjustments in those areas of your life? So if you need recommendations or you need help with this, shoot me a text. I want to hear all about the revelations that you're having. And you can text me at 248-206-3431 to share those thoughts. I really want to know. And, it means the world to me that you're here. And it also means the world if you would share this episode with somebody who you feel like might need to hear it. And then also take a moment to subscribe and rate and review because it really does mean a lot. So I will see you next time. And until then, keep evolving.